That sounds good. Sounds really good, actually.
Forgotten Skull says it was too good I might go hibernate.
If you happen to, trust me, I totally understand. And I know we're all over the place lately with games, but we'll give this one a shot. But welcome in, everybody. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day.
Hey, it's me, Vinny. Pick up that crowbar and listen up. We got a lot of ground to cover.
Forgotten Skull says TBH, so my lol I started 20 different games in matter of a month, lol.
The Lombardis paid your bail. They're generous men, but they're all about reciprocity, if you get what I mean. Let's see if you're up to the job. Knock over that house for me, the last one.
Forgotten Skull says, what game is this?
This is Thief Simulator.
Berridge says, bro, I'm so sad.
What you sad about, brother? Thank you for the share.
Forgotten Skull says at Berridge 3, why sad face? Dan says, good morning, brother.
Good morning, good morning.
Forgotten Skull says at Dan Dan.
Darage says the guy selling the PC I was gonna buy he ditched me.
Wow. Sorry, brother. That's unfortunately part of Facebook Marketplace.
BABYG says hello strangers.
Yo. Hey, hey, hey. Good morning. Hello, hello.
Berridge says that's so messed up the life.
Dan says at Forgotten_Skull, good morning.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Forgotten Skull says at Dan morning, how did you sleep, smiley face?
Hey, some dope left a flashlight on the
Dan
ground.
says just waking up.
Take it, but don't let nobody see the light and call the cops.
Dan says at forgotten_skull like a baby you. Elfash says hey man just popping it quickly as with family, but sending love.
Thank you, thank you. Tell the family I said hi. They don't know who I am. Still. I hope you're having a good day.
Skull says at Dan, I didn't sleep.
Forgotten Skull says it. Dan, I stayed up all night long.
Elf Ash says a haha random guy on the internet says, I family promise I'm safe, mom.
Dan says it forgotten_skull Y.
Baby, G. Says okay TT what I do now.
Forgotten Skull says at Dan I'm a night owl law.
Den says law.
Dim says at forgotten_skull, not me.
Baby, G. Says him replying back and him in my head.
Forgotten Skull says that then I love the night much more peaceful.
Good job.
Elfash says anyways,
Time to
have a great day
redistribute a little
dude, I
wealth.
shall see you round.
The Cosmos Lounge said, hello there. The Cosmos Lounge said, Killier my friend.
Yo, what's up, brother? Good morning, good morning.
Den says at forgotten_skull agree.
Baby, G, says alright I'm back. Got that
The
text
Cosmos
out. Lounge said,
Is
I
that
give you a
enough?
shout out
Says
today,
Wasp.
Killier. The Cosmos Lounge said, you are a legend to me.
Nah.
The Cosmos Lounge said, you heard I given you shout out.
Giving me a what? How will this not let me open up? I don't like that I can't get into my stuff to... Well, I appreciate that.
Says you're Kalurba. Can I send
The
a
Cosmos
photo in your
Lounge
Discord? It's a bit
said,
gory.
Yes, I gave you a shout out earlier this
BABYG
morning
says,
on my
what do y'all
community
feel
tab.
about Preg? Is it
Oh
positive or
man, brother,
negative?
thank you, thank you. What do you feel about Preg? Is it positive or negative? I think it. For one, it depends on the people, and yeah, you can post pictures in the
Slightly
Discord.
smiling face, thumbs up, light skin tone, full score.
I don't have any negatives for that.
Time to bail, man. Get in the car. Don't let nobody see you with that crowbar.
Evadamaster says it's a photo of a ragdoll with a ripped handout.
The
Yeah.
ABYG says, I had a woman go off on Mr. You see, she wasn't being patient. Friday?
BABYG says me asterisk.
Evademaster says, is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. You can post a picture in there. Just put it in the proper section.
BABYG says if I wouldn't have moved, my baby child would have watched her mama and sissy get hurt badly.
Oh wow, yeah, that wouldn't be good.
BABYG says all BC she thought I was fat.
Yo, Jason, thank you for the roses, brother. Looks like I'm a better thief than a mechanic.
Jason Redwolf says good morning.
Good morning, brother. I gotta figure. Okay. Oh. It's not let. It's like almost letting me get off
Jim
the screen.
says at Jason Redwolf, good morning, brother.
BABYG says it's a morning.
The Binding of Ziegler's said, best viewers on asterisk asterisk.
Jason Redwolf says at Dan, good morning.
Interestingly enough,
The ABYG says, do I talk to the husband about this? He doesn't know exactly how I feel.
Go get some sleep and we'll pick this
I think
up in
you
the
should, but it's not my place. But yes, I think so. For some reason, I can't get. This is annoying me. I want to exit. I have to pop up a chat, and I can't. Excuse me, see it.
Dan says at Brandy G, don't hide anything from the one you love.
Yep, never. Guys, if you're in the vertical YouTube, I'm sorry, but I can't get my my chat window to pop up for some fantastic reason.
The ABYG says I hate keeping things from him. I'm tired of crying alone.
I'm gonna try something.
The
I
ABYG
can't.
says he
There it
works
is.
a lot, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, Cosmo, I wasn't trying to ignore you, brother. I didn't see your comments in the vertical, but I appreciate the shout out.
If Adamaster says, like at the photo.
BABYG says at Dan, yeah, I know. He's always working. He may not be off till the apt unwed.
Having a family is
Baby,
expensive,
G
so.
Says at Dan, and once we get back home, he will go to bed. BC, it's work, then the APPT immediately.
Evadamaster says, where do I post the photo at?
Just in like, there's different places you can post pictures and things.
Dan says that Brandy G still tell him if he loves you.
That's fine.
He
General
will
chat's fine for
understand.
now. I'll look and see.
BABYG
Exactly.
says general chat.
Good job, man. This just might work. Go get some sleep and we'll pick this up in the morning.
The ABYG says that Dan, he is the most understanding person there is.
Check the computer.
Nevada
There's
Master
a few
says
things I
probably
need to
not
tell you.
live and post.
Baby
Tools for
G
thieves let
says
you buy
it,
new kit
Dan.
online.
When
Yeah,
my
not-
Craig
yeah.
sadness
What it
hit
takes to
before,
use 'em all.
he left
Click on
work
Steal Your
immediately.
Forum.
Jan says at Brandy G, tell him then. Ivata Muster says I
Here
mean
you
it, do
can
say
buy
post so
secrets.
it.
Hot tips on what's where, who's guarding it, who leaves the door unlocked, whatever. Check out what I wrote on Greenview
BABYG says it,
109.
Dan. He'll have to wait an hour and a half when he is off.
Dan says at Brandy G he'll do it for you again. Dan says at Brandy G Dan.
Great. Now, go to your car.
Nevada Master says Ema posted in live and post.
No, don't put it in there. Just put it in general. Because that's where the go live and stuff is.
Ivata Master says okay.
Baby G says at Brandy G he can't or will be fired. Evade Master says if it's too gory you can just delete it.
Alrighty.
Go hawk your loot at the pawn shop first. You'll need empty pockets
BABYG
at
says that was
Greenview
supposed to
109.
go to Dan.
Ivata Master says I posted it.
Welcome.
Alright.
DANM says it, Brandy Geo, damn seriously.
It's time for Greenview 109.
BADYG says want to know what makes it worse about Friday. Her boy Toy went off on me too.
Evade Master says oh wait I sent a vid insty.
Ivata Master says instead.
BABYG says Dan, yeah, unfortunate.
Dan says good morning, Shelby.
Good morning, Shelby. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad everybody's here. Oh, here we go.
The Cosmos Lounge.
Dan says
said,
at Brandy G, I'm
Killier,
sorry.
hot. The Cosmos Lounge said, are you hot?
It is.
Cosmos Lounge said,
Forgotten
it's hot weather
Skull
today,
says
man.
Judy made
Yeah,
a
it really
photo
is.
in the
And-
middle of
Cosmos
the night,
Lounge
and it's just
said,
crappy law.
hot face.
Oh, wow. Cosmo, thank you for that shout out on your community page. My chat wasn't showing up. So.
Forgotten Skull says creepy.
Dan says at Forgotten_Skull.
The Cosmos Lounge said,
Ivata Master
sorry,
says,
I kept cutting
"Hey,
you
now
off.
I posted
I feel
it."
so bad, man.
Nah, you good.
Cosmos Lounge
Oh, boy.
said, we should let Killier speak.
Nah, y'all are good.
BABYG says at Dan, I just wish people wouldn't be negative in this day and age.
Dan says at Brandy G same here and better drivers too.
Baby G says beard is usually good when we chat. Part of why we like being here.
Oh yeah,
The freedom.
most definitely.
If Adamaster says OBTWIM Swarsark with Kermit profile picture.
Ah, okay. I couldn't remember who that was, to be honest.
BABYG says that Dan, I agree with drivers. I'm terrified to be behind the wheel anymore.
Yep.
Dan says at Brandy G and truck drivers too.
Spare door key in the drawer.
BABYG says that picture is not bad at all. I find it intriguing, if I may.
BABYG says that Dan, I had one almost run me off the road when I went to grab lunch for the family.
BABYG says, oh my god, why am I filtered now, TT, really?
I mean, you know how that goes. That's just freaking...
Baby G says it's always me, it seems.
Oh no, it's not always you.
BABYG says alright fine. Long messages ick.
BABYG says who wants to be.
Alright, fine. Long messages. IG.
BABYG says punched and kicked.
Nobody. Body.
BABYG says from the inside out.
Oh, Inside Out? Yeah, no. But that's not very good.
BABYG says Law Tilly is on the move this morning.
Forgotten Skull says, oh no.
Screen. Go to Black Bay.
Den says at Brandy G they're good for that one.
Forgotten Skull says I am about to be The alone in the Cosmos dark. My phone Lounge is dying.
I set
Said,
up a page on
we
there
are
for
one
the
big
TV.
happy family, slightly
Go there
smiling
and
face.
sell it.
Somebody just sent me something for co-host. I don't know who they are.
Dan says
First time I've seen that
__
before.
Skull plug it in.
DABYG says not sure where she is headed. BC she isn't due till November.
Oh wow.
Forgotten Skull says at Dan am outside.
You need a battery pack, sir. A big battery pack when you.
Baby, G, says it, Dan, it's so weird lol.
Dan says at Brandy G she's going for a walk.
Dan says agree.
Good work. Now here you can find a little extra work. I put one on there just for you. The one with the dishes.
Dan says at Brandy G she's happy in there.
Okay.
Baby,
Now drive
G,
back to
says it,
110 and
Dan,
break some
she
dishes
might
with
as
a
well be
crowbar.
lol, she's in there packing her bags.
She's in packing her
Forgotten
bags.
Skull says to percent.
BABYG says at Den she can be happy, but let Mama have a minute to breathe lol.
Alright, guys, we got a skill point to use.
Dan says at Brandy G she knows she's moving soon.
The ABYG says yes. I said she is packing her bags.
Dan says at
That's
Brandy
funny.
G that's not gonna happen.
Baby G says at Den the earliest I hope is Halloween.
The ABYG says at Den she won't let me breathe anytime soon.
Dam says at Brandy G that would be a sweet birthday.
BABYG says that Dan nor leave my bladder alone. Dan says at Brandy G I'm sorry.
Yeah.
BABYG says that Dan if Tilly is born on Halloween, man. I swear lol.
That'll be, what do you call it? Interesting?
Baby, G, says it, Dan, I don't need another holiday baby.
Forgotten Skull says I made it back before it died.
Well, that's
Dan
good.
says that Brandy G better than Devil's Night.
Welcome.
BABYG says that then I'm just hoping for a normal birth TBH.
Yeah, hopefully. We headed on 10.
Dan says at Brandy G you will.
DABYG says that Dan, she's been low MT entire pregnancy AMD. I think she has turned sideways.
BABYG says at then I may have a C-section.
Dan says at Brandy G, that's not good.
DABYG says that, damn, we will have to wait and see. She's monitored every app so far.
Dan says at Brandy G, she should be up and down.
Morning, beautiful. We're getting it.
BABYG says it then she was, but I think she's now sideways lol.
Dan says at Brandy G, she's still moving around.
BABYG says it down on my bladder and spine wall.
A new follower. Hell yeah.
Dan says at Brandy G, oh damn, she's a spitfire.
Thank you for the follow. The name, your mom.
DABYG says that Den already causing trouble, but I wouldn't trade it.
Great. Now, go buy yourself a DIY simple lockpick on
Dan
Tools
says
for
if you're
Thieves.
new here, it's PG. Please keep it respectful, please.
Baby, G, says where the popo do I am telling beard broke in. Baby, G, says it Dan.
Jan says Brandy G, she'll be okay.
I did not break into anywhere.
Baby, G, says it, Dan, our last baby.
Dan says nor yet.
Forgotten Skull says at Brandy G, no proof it didn't happen.
Not really sure why I had to go.
BABYG says at forgotten_skull, what didn't lull?
BABYG says in being filtered again.
I left one in the garage.
BABYG says, Lai, shall we discuss the water?
What you're talking about?
Forgotten Skull says I am being filtered.
Jason Redwolf says there's always something in the water.
The ABYG says right lol.
Dan says at Brandy G, it's a waterfall law.
You did a good job on that old TV in the empty house. For a real job, you gotta scope the joint. Go to 111
Dan
by
says
7
at Jason
a.m. and
Redwolf,
watch.
good morning.
Forgotten Skull says at Brandy G, that Beard broke into a house law.
Jason Ridley says at Dan morning.
BABYG says at forgotten_skull, we all saw it lol.
Jason Redwolf says weird, I didn't see nothing.
BABYG says at Dan it was the day and Beard knows it.
Forgotten Skull says at Brandy G, it's a figure of our imagination law.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Forgotten Skull says at Brandy G, we are all dreaming it.
DABYG says at forgotten_skull hahaha.
The ABYG says at forgotten_skull could have been. I haven't slept yet, so.
Dan says at Jason Redwolf, how are you doing this morning?
There's a box
Forgotten Skull says at Brandy G, same here.
Dan says at Brandy G.
Jason Redwolf says at Dan I'm good. Looking up upgrades.
Forgotten Skull says it's going on 6 here.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock here too.
I hardly sleep anymore.
Dan says it, Jason Redwolf, nice.
Dan says same here.
DABYG says 5 a.m. here.
Forgotten Skull says at Brandy G, I'm sorry, sad face.
The ABYG says, am I the only one an hour behind everyone else?
Jason Red Wolf says it. Dan, found a nice NVIDIA 4070 pretty cheap.
DM says at Brandy G maybe.
Forgotten Skull says that Jason Red Wolf cop ITO.
Dan says at Jason Red Wolf how much?
BABYG says Q am I the youngest too? Dan says at Brandy G up.
Jason Red Wolf says that Dan 599.
Forgotten Skull says at Jason Red Wolf, that's not bad at all, is it used?
Dan says at Jason Red Wolf, not bad at all, that's cheap.
Jason Red Wolf says it might let me run my avatar game.
DABYG says, alright, old man. Women how many is above 35 in here?
Jason Red Wolf says that Forgotten _ Skull no brand new.
Jason Red Wolf says at Brandy G I am.
Dan says at Jason Red Wolf it should.
Dan says at Brandy G I'm 45.
BABYG says cool. I could probably be y'all's kiddo lol or close to it.
Forgotten Skull says that Brandy G not even close to 35 am in my early 20s. DABYG says beard, aren't you like 45 lol?
I'm 41.
Jason Redwolf says my kid starts college next week lol. DABYG says Forgotten _ Skull hey I'm not the only 20 in this chat lol.
DANM says I am the oldest here lol.
DABYG says in 27.
Aw, really?
DM says at Jason Redwolf, tell him I said great job and I'm proud of him.
Said I was blocking traffic.
Baby, G, says I am not that yen lol my hubs is 32 face with peeking eye.
Forgotten Skull says at Brandy G late 20s is creeping into me though.
Jason Red Wolf says that Dan, I'll let him know. I might have one graduate early this year.
Yeah, my son graduated early this year. Oh, I guess last year.
BABYG says, is it bad I don't like men my age?
Zaya Da Slayer said, hi.
Yo, what's up, Slayer?
Says at Jason Red Wolf, oh, nice, I was 16 when I was done.
Dan says that Brandy G not at all.
Not
Jason
at
Ridwolf says
all.
my son wants to graduate early so he can go to the Air Force early.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Forgotten Skull says at Jason Ridwolf, oh Jason, you streaming today? I haven't been catching your lives lately. I've been.
Forgotten Skull says falling asleep, and it's making me sad face.
Hey, it happens.
Jason Ridwolf says at forgotten_skull, no, it's Sunday, my day off.
BABYG says sorry guys, but then this is to you.
BABYG says my husband is almost exactly 5 years.
DABYG says to the day older than me.
It's not bad. 10-minute warning.
Dan says at Brandy G, what did you want to say to me?
BABYG says I'm Feb 21st, he's March 30th.
Excuse me.
DABYG says damn what I just did in chat lore.
BABYG says that Dan TT filters the snot out of me, lol.
The Lombardis think their friend on Greenview needs a new window. But they think the one they got
BABYG says I cannot say hardly any words.
Dan says at Brandy G, I'm not seeing what you said.
DANM says at Brandy G, message it to me lol. Jason Redwolf says I'm gonna work on finding a Guitar Hero emulator today.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Baby G says it, Dan, it read it out loud. I didn't tag you. DANM says at Jason Redwolf, that game is so much fun.
Jason Ridwolf says at Dan right.
Dan says that Brandy G was at the age one.
BABYG says at Dan, the one's about the husband.
I can put it on the floor, but I can't put it on a shelf.
Dan, yes lol.
Dan says at Jason Ridwolf, you have to go live with that one.
DABYG says that Dan got filtered for no reason.
Jason Redwolf says, Dan, I will if I can find a good one.
Dam says at Jason Redwolf, I hope you do, brother.
Forgotten Skull says, I am trash at Guitar Hero lore.
Same as this.
DABYG says I needed that car law.
Jason Redwolf says I've always loved it.
Oops.
Dan says I play on expert.
DABYG says, well, we all know not to ride with you.
Mouse and keyboard driving is hard. What? Where am I going?
Forgotten Skull says anything with
11,
more than
12.
for notes and garbage at low.
Heck, damn it.
Dan says at Brandy G he's dangerous.
Eh.
Forgotten Skull says I can only do games with for notes law.
BABYG says that Dan he likes polls too much.
We're gonna be here.
Forgotten Skull says that's why I play DDR law.
Jason Redwolf says I've been watching a lot of Friday Night Funkin'. Got me in a Guitar Hero mood.
Dan says at Brandy G laughing out loud so hard.
Forgotten Skull says that Jason Redwolf Friday Night Funkin' is fun, you should play it sometime.
1-8.
BABYG says it, Dan, I think. He missed what I said.
Probably did. I was focused.
Jason Redwolf says at forgotten_skull I tried, but my hands can't keep up lol.
Dam says at Brandy G I think he did.
Baby, G, says too focused lol.
BABYG says that Dan he did lol for sure.
Forgotten Skull says that Jason Redwolf Guitar Hero will help with that lull.
DABYG says that Dan interested hard in them polls.
I just want to know how grass is
Forgotten
growing.
Skull says at Jason Redwolf because Guitar Hero is harder I am a Lou.
Forgotten Skull says law.
Jason Redwolf says at Forgotten_Skull, I hope it does.
Dam says at Brandy G I bet he is ha ha ha.
There was something that said you could sleep in the car to pass time, but it's not letting me sit. And this light needs to be off.
BABYG says Beard has no idea lol.
Time is this? 5 p.m.
Forgotten Skull says at Jason Redwolf there is this DDR-like game that I can play with keyboard and I think has some DDR. DANM says at certain cars you can.
Forgotten Skull
Yeah.
says songs on it.
BABYG says at Dan these are the good chats and he giggles with us.
Jason Redwolf says at forgotten_skull, that would be cool.
Dan says at Brandy Geo, yeah, Jason's are the same way too.
The ABYG says at Dano.
Forgotten Skull says that text-to-speech was so fast I couldn't understand it, lol.
BNBYG says that Dan so go pick on him to got it.
Jason Ridwolf says that Dan yesterday had some fun jokes in it, lol.
Dan says if you're new here, like, follow, and share.
I gotta get this up so I can.
Dan says at Jason Red Wolf, yes, we did lol.
BABYG says it, then go bug him to understood.
Jason Redwolf says lol.
I wanted to put.
Jason Ridwolf says at Brandy G, it's all welcomed.
Aw, yeah.
Baby, G, says Beard it's about that time, so everyone have a wonderful day.
It is about that time. Oh, really?
The ABYG says that Jason Ridwolf, you know I just picked.
It's definitely that time, guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you. Thanks for the gifts, the follows, the likes, and the shares. I hope you all had a great time watching me steal all the goodies. Get back into some more thieving tomorrow. Or
Jason
no.
Ridwolf says, alrighty, brother, have a fantastic day.
Yes, tomorrow. But I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.
Have a great day, brother.
You all have a great day as well. And I'll see you next time. Alrighty, guys. Over there on the YouTube, do me a favor. Drop that sub and hit that like button. Turn them notifications on so you know when I'm live or I post or any of that stuff. Have a good one, and I will see you all in the next video.